Shri Krishna, Shri Krishna, Shri Krishna, Shri Krishna. Gurur Brahma, Gurur Vishnu, Gurur Devo Maheshwaraha, Guru Sakshat Parabrahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. There are two types of people who are engaged in activities of life. Those who have studied and they know very well, they are Brahmavit, Atmavit. As regard knowledge is concerned, they are very clear. But they don't have firm abidance in that knowledge, and now and then it is required that we have to freshen up ourselves. And therefore, for them, Bhagavan Sri Krishna gives the technique, Naiva kinchit karomiti yukto manneta tattvavit. Such a tattvavit, a man of knowledge, but no experience, he should keep on practicing this throughout his life. What is that? I do nothing. Means in what area? Passion, Shrunvan, Sprushan, Jigran, etc. That means all activities of life, they do not belong to me. Then, Indriyani Indriyartheshu Vartante. This is all happening at the level of the senses, they are functioning in their respective field. Now, those who are a tattvavit do not know about the truth. Then what they should do, or rather how they keep themselves busy, or how they should keep themselves busy in this work. So, Brahmanyadhaya karmani sangam tyaktva karoti yaha. So for them two things are told. That let every action be offered as offering to the Lord, and sangam tyaktva, and no attachment to the result of actions that we have done. By this, he keeps his mind totally immaculate, free from the impacts of sin. Just like Padma Patra Ivam Vasa, just like the lotus leaf, he is not touched by the water. Thereafter, Kevalam Sattva Shuddhi Matra Phalam Eva Tasya Karmanaha Syad. Now, by this technique, Ishvararpana Buddhi, offering to the Lord and no expectations of the result of karma, phala, then such a person, what for he is functioning in this world? Because Ishvara doesn't require our karma. I want to do everything for the sake of the Lord. He doesn't want anything. So, then why are you doing? The purpose is Yoginaha karma kurvanti sangam tyaktva atma shuddha. So what is the basic principle therefore? In this world, whatever we do, it is our need. The society doesn't need, the world doesn't need, the God doesn't need, nobody needs anything from us. See? If this is clearly understood, then what will happen? We will never have the arrogance of doing something for somebody in this world. See? If we have this notion that I am giving something to somebody, this I learned from a child, it has gone so deep in me, I just can't get over it. Very sweet, small, cute child. When I gave the chocolate, I thought this 5-star chocolate from Switzerland, when the girl will see, she will be so happy. Thank you, Swamiji, thank you, Swamiji, and I will feel good because I have given her. When I gave her, coolly, she said, Swamiji, thank you, I don't want. Mummy told, never eat between the two meals anything else. See? We feel we are doing anything to... Nobody does anything to anybody. See? You must have heard these kinds of statements. Suppose somebody is dying. Now the living people, watch their dialogues. What will happen to me? You die, who cares? What will happen to me? That is important. So here, clear understanding. Yoginaha karma kurvanti sangam tyaktva atma shuddhaye. Everything we are doing in our life for our purification. Sattva shuddhe ityartaha. So by the body, by the mind, by the intellect. By the body, the service. By the mind, chanting the Lord's name. And by the study of the scriptures, so that ignorance is removed. So all these things are done Atma Shuddhaye, so that we are purified, our mind is purified. Up to here we have seen in our last class, and therefore tasmat tatra eva tav adhikaraha iti kuru karma eva. And therefore Arjuna has now told, "Hey Arjuna, you belong to this category." Which category? Atatvavit pravruttaha. You are ignorant and you are ready to jump into the activity. So what is to be done? This is to be done. Do your job for purification of your heart. Remember how Arjuna came on the battlefield? What was the condition of his heart? Two things. Kairmaya saha yodhavyam asmin rana samudyame, and dhritarashtrasya durbuddhehe. Two things. Arrogance and bitterness. These are the loads on our mind. So, sangam tyaktva atma shuddhaye. And therefore, yukta karma phalam tyaktva shanti mapnoti naishtikim ayukta kamakarena phale sakto nibadhyate. Yuktaha, this yogi. Now who is the yogi here? The karma yogi who does not know about the truth. He has not studied because his mind doesn't go into the studies. So such a yogi dedicated to karma yoga, yuktaha, Ishvaraya karmani na mama phalaya iti evam samahitaha san. So what is his attitude now? Karmani Ishvaraya. Whatever I am doing is for the sake of the Lord. Ishvararpitam. And na mama phalaya iti. And not that I want anything out of these activities. In this manner, samahitaha san. In this manner, he who is fully established in this understanding. See, the two things. Whatever is done for the sake of the Lord, and second thing, we have nothing to gain out of it. Now it looks very simple on the surface level, doing everything for the sake of the Lord. The question is, when we do something for the sake of the Lord, what it means? First, it is the best performance. Second thing, it is done cheerfully and happily. Third thing, it is not somehow finished. See? Fourth, we feel blessed if we can do something for the sake of the Lord. So all these things put together purifies our heart. Now that karma is no more a burden. See the difference now? When something is done as a duty and when something is done as a devotion, there is a lot of difference. Duty is a burden and devotion is light. And therefore, yuktaha ishvaraya karmani na mama phalaya iti evam samahitaha san. And therefore you will see the devotees, when they do the job for hours together, they don't get tired. One day somebody asked me, when they saw this our Amritananda Mahima, whenever I get opportunity, I go take a darshan, Ashirwad and come away. So one person asked me, Swamiji, you are lucky, you can just come and dash and finish darshan in 2 minutes and go. We have to wait there for 8 hours, 6 hours, 7 hours. I said, you also become Babaji. Very simple. Then the question was, how come Amma keeps on sitting for not 1 or 2 but 6 hours, 8 hours, 10 hours, 12 hours, 16 hours she has been sitting without getting up, without going to bathroom, without going to toilet, without getting tired. And see, we are only volunteers here and we are feeling sleepy and she is very fresh. What is the difference? I said the difference is this. You are doing this as a duty. She is not doing as a duty. She is seeing her beloved Lord in everyone who comes near her. See the difference. Therefore, yuktaha ishvraya karmani na mam phalaya iti evam samahidasa karma phalam tyaktva parityajya. So now the two things. One, what is happening before karma? And second, what is happening after the karma? So before karma, what happens? I am doing it for my benefit. This negativity is removed. After the karma, what happens? Hey, I got it what I wanted. Or I am so unlucky, I didn't get anything. See? These two attitudes. Before the karma is done and after the karma is done. Both these attitudes are purified, taken care of. So, yuktaha karma phalam tyaktva. Now, what will be the result? So, karma phalam tyaktva parityajya shanti mokshankyam apnoti naishtikim nisthayam bhavam. So, such a yukta yogi purush naishtikim shantim apnoti. See, the word naishtikim is very important. There are two types of shantis. One shanti is an enemy of ashanti. Little bit of ashanti is there, the shanti gets more angry. And there is another shanti which doesn't get disturbed by the ashanti and which doesn't get enhanced by the shanti. That is naishtiki shanti. It is something like, the ocean is quiet when there are no waves. And when there are too many turmoils, waves, ocean is disturbed. But if you look from the water's point of view, whether there are waves or there are no waves, water is not influenced at all. This is what is meant by naishtikim shantim prapnoti. Now take the whole picture in your mind. Before doing anything, after doing anything, and therefore it includes while doing anything, all the three things. Before doing the karma, after doing the karma, while doing the karma. When you are undisturbed, now what are the points of disturbance? Before doing karma, kartrutva abhiman. After doing the karma, attachment to the results. And while doing the karma, excitement. I have to do this, I have to do that. And create more problems. See, many times when we go to some people, they are extremely excited. Out of love only, no other reason. So much excited. And because of the excitement, what they do, they don't understand. It becomes such a difficult thing to deal with such excited people. And it is all right. They are very pure, very sincere. But their purity and sincerity becomes a load. It is something like, a tiger came out of love and started playing with your throat. See, it's okay, Baba, your love is okay. But spare my throat, from a distance is okay. So, yuktaha ishvaraya karmani na mama phalaya, before karma, then karma phalam tyaktva, after the karma, and during the karma, absolutely quite composed. Such a one yogi attains that peace which passeth beyond all understanding. Now there is no more disturbance for him in this world. Now what is the whole process? Bhagavad Shankaracharya summarizes. Sattva Shuddhi first. Jnana Praptihi second. Sarva Karma Sannyasa third. Jnana Nishtha Kramena iti Vakya Shesha. See? This is how this happens. First, Sattva Shuddhi. So, Sangam Tyaktva Atma Shuddhaye, verse number 11. Unless our mind is pure. Now this I am repeating again. What is the meaning of pure mind? Not the crying mind. When I see somebody miserable, I like to compete with him. No, that is not purity. That is foolishness. Purity of the mind is when the inquiry about the truth is kindled in the heart. That is a pure heart. Not the heart or the mind which is getting influenced by the whole world of relativity. It is not. It is a weak heart. So, Sattva Shuddhi. Thereafter what will happen? Jnana Praptihi. Then Shravan Manan Nididhyasanam. And again practice Naiva Kinjit Karomiti Yukto Manneta Tattvavid. Then Jnana Prapti will take place. And when the Jnana Prapti has taken place, the last stage is Sarva Karma Sannyasaha. What is Sarva Karma Sannyasaha? Karmani Akarmayaha Pashet Akarmani Cha Karmayaha Brahmarpanam Brahmahavi Brahmagnau Brahmanautam. See? That is Sarva Karma Sannyasa. So, all this Jnana Nishtha Kramena. And this is how Jnana Nishtha is the ultimate. Kramena in that sequence. So this is how the spiritual unfoldment takes place. Now the other picture, Ayuktaha Kamakarena Phale Sakto Nivadyate. Yaha tu puna Ayuktaha Asamahitaha. Asamahitaha means one who is not firm in his resolutions, one who is not firm about his own spiritual practice, one who is not clear about the goal that he has to attain, one who is not committed to his own life. And therefore one who is a victim of his own mind. Ayuktaha, asamahitaha. Kamakarena. Now see, Maruti Karena nahi, Kamakarena. What is that? Karanam Karaha. Kara means the instrument. Karanam, instrument. Karaha. Kamasya Karaha, Kamakaraha. So what is the vehicle of the desire? Tena Kamakarena. So the vehicle of the desire is Kama Preritataya. So the desire is the creating the promptings in the mind of this ignorant person who is so disturbed all the time. And every activity is for what self? For what purpose? Mama phalaya idam karomi karma iti. Whatever I am doing it for my sake. Iti evam phale saktaha, and thus he is extremely attached to the results of his own actions. Nibadhyate. He is thus tied down. Ataha tvam yukto bhava ityartaha. Therefore, Arjun, don't remain like an ignorant one. So, what was the Arjuna's condition? This was Arjuna's condition. Kamakarena. I will not fight the war. So, my desire of not fighting the war is more important. Who has asked you whether you want to fight or not? That is your duty. Karmanyeva adhikaraste. You do that. I don't like, who cares? So, he is told, therefore, ataha tvam yukto bhava ityartaha. Therefore, attain yoga, yukto bhava, become the yogi. So, yaha tu paramartha darshi saha, and he who is thus established in the self. So, paramartha darshi means what? He who is no more yogi alone, but after having become the yogi, he is now having the ultimate experience. What is that? Naiva kinchit karomiti. How this experience is said in the 13th verse. Sarva karmani manasa sanyasyaste sukham vashi navadvare pure dehi naiva kurvanna karayan. Sarva karmani manasa sanyasya. Sarvani karmani, sarva karmani. Sanyasya parityajya. Which are the karmas? Nityam, naimittikam, kamyam, pratisiddham cha, sarva karmani. All the Vedic and the Laukik activities. So, sarva karmani parityajya. So, the routine, the special, the desire fulfilling, or the denied karmas, all of them are given up. How they are given up? Manasa. See, he has not stopped working. But manasa means what? There is no more sense of doership associated with the karma. Therefore, karmani akarma yaha paschet, the principle. Tani manasa sayyam parityajya. Manasa means what? Viveka buddhya. By proper discrimination and understanding. Karmadau akarma sandarshanena. See? By this technique. Karmani akarmayaha paschet. This is the technique. So, karmadau, before the beginning of the karma, the doership is rejected. So, karmadau akarma sandarshanena santyajya ityarthaha. And therefore, what happens to him? Aste tishtati sukham. He is happy with himself. So, what is the total thing now? This first line. Sarva karmani manasa sanyasyaste sukham vashi. So, this wise person is giving up all the notions of doership associated with all the activities of life, including the normal activities like eating, sleeping, etc. And how he has given up? Viveka buddhya. This is more important. It is not that, I don't take food. Not like that. He takes food. But I am eating the food, that bhava is not there. Therefore, viveka buddhya. And in this manner, he is experiencing joy every moment. Because there is no kartutva abhiman. Now, tyaktavang manakkaya cheshto nirayasaha prasanna jittaha atmanaha anyatra nivrutta bhaya sarva prayojanaha iti sukham aste iti uchyate. Now, what is the meaning of he lives happily? Means, tyaktavang manakkaya cheshtaha. He who has given up all the activities of the body, mind, speech, etc. How? Viveka buddhya. It's not that he doesn't talk by the mouth, but he keeps on writing. No. Tyakta vangmanakaya cheshtaha. Second thing, nirayasaha. Nirayasaha. All the efforts in his life are given up. Means what? He is living spontaneously every moment. See? Spontaneity is an expression without association of efforts. Like an efficient driver is driving the car and he suddenly sees something and in a fraction of a second he is able to take decision and save. How he does it? There is spontaneity. Once we are going somewhere, and there was one lady who came from USA to spend some time with me here. So we were going in a car, one boy was driving, I was sitting next to him, and backside that boy's wife, this American lady, Indian origin, she was sitting. And we were going on a highway. And he nearly smashed us into pieces. There must have been a difference of hardly 1 micromillimeter. Like that. And when this happened, this NRI immediately became serious, her blood pressure shot, she became dazed and mad, and immediately phoned this thing, that thing. We have to put her into the aeroplane and dispatch her to Bombay urgently. I cannot. I said, you are still alive, you don't know anything of that. So, nirayasaha, spontaneously. Tyaktavang manakaya cheshtaha, all activities are given up through understanding. Nirayasaha, living without any special efforts. Third, prasanna chittaha. See the third thing. Not crying, not complaining, not frustrated all the time, These frustrated people, when they come across our life, you understand, your mahapap of life, last life, has surfaced. There is no other reason. Otherwise, what sin we have done, that we have to see a frustrated face around. But it is like that. So, prasanna chittaha. Now, atmanaha anyatra nivrutta bahya sarva prayojanaha. Now, he has no other purpose except the self. See? Atmanaha anyatra, other than the self. Nivrutta bahya sarva prayojanaha. He has nothing to get from this world. Nivrutta bahya sarva prayojana iti. Now, naturally, such a person will be sukhamaste. He is ever cheerful and happy. Do you know what happens? When a person is constantly under torture or difficulty or stress, such a person cannot forget imagining. If he is exposed to silence, quietness and all happiness, he gets mad. See? They cannot stand. Like I told you, one person the other day came, I was doing something on my computer, I said, hey, sit down for 10 minutes, otherwise I will forget what I am doing. So give me 500 minutes. Okay, Swami, do your job. I was doing my job. After that was over, I said, now talk to me. Swamiji, here is a frightening silence. Because when you are staying in Bombay, non-stop, somebody or the other is knocking on your drums. So here, Tyaktavan manakaya cheshtaha. Now no more the faculties are turmoiling us. Nirayasaha. No more too much of preparation, too much of deciding, too much of planning. He is no good in life. Never plan anything. Then prasanna chittaha, ever cheerful. Atmanaha anyatra nivrutta bahya sarva prayojanaha. The only purpose of our life is to know the truth. That's it. Naturally he will be happy. Now who is this fellow? Vashi. Vashi means what? Jitindriyaha ityarthaha. He who has absolute mastery over all his faculties. Do you know we all suffer from what? Our condition is worse than the frustrated mother who is watching the child. That the child is hungry and is playing in the heat and becoming cranky and becoming dirty and the heat is killing him, but he is not listening. So that time the mother feels so disgusted. Beta, please come inside. You'll be all. You are all. So that time, how helpless that mother is. Worse than that, we are helpless when our mind is playing fool. There is no need to think about anything. If I don't think, who will think? अरे बाबा एक बात समझ लो, very simple thing in life. Don't take anything on your head. The world is running not because of you and me. Swabhavastu pravartate. But we feel, please remember this thing, whenever the intensity of thoughts is more in your mind, you have gone away from yourself. When the intensity of thought is lesser, you are nearing to yourself. Chitta vritti nirodha tada drashtuhu swarupe avasthanam. See the mathematics. Now find out. Like a truck standing in one place and moving the machine. And then from that, building material trucks, then they are so heavy, so dirty, and only the emissions of dirty fumes come out. See? It is so obviously clear that when you are near some person, you start getting the fumes of those thoughts. It's very, very torturous. Even for an other person to stand, you can imagine how the person who is suffering must be going through. Therefore, vashi jitendriyaha ityarthaha. So, senses are controlled, organs of action are controlled, the mind is controlled, there is no more agitation. He is called as a vashi. See what happens, there is one lady in Bombay, and once in a while she comes. Never come for satsang and all that. Whenever her level of tolerance of frustration is over, she comes. Swamiji, yes. I have been missing you a lot. I said, okay, me too. By default, me too. And then she will take up the same topic which she has discussed with me for 365 times so far. Same topic. And the moment she comes, as if everything is cut, and starts. So one day when she came, I said, Amma, which movie you have seen recently? And all nonsense I started talking to her. So when I asked which movie you have seen, Swamiji, that movie which I have seen exactly like my life, and again started the same thing. I said, Ram, 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 Ram. See? Why this happens? No control. And I said, okay, Mama, why do you repeat the same thing again and again? Drop it for good. Then immediately crying started. You are the only one to whom I can talk. And when I talk, I feel relieved. I said, am I commode or what? Relieved. You throw it from your mind. Don't justify. That, when you feel, you have to talk to somebody. No, don't get sympathy from the world. Discover your essential self. Don't remain a creeper. Then you will see the joy. This is the meaning of vashi. Sarva karmani manasa sanyasyaste sukham vashi. Who doesn't have problems in this life? Everybody has. Do you think the Mahatmas don't have problems? They have got more problems. Last night up to 2 o'clock, non-stop phones from all over the world. As if everybody was standing in a queue. Therefore, from 3 o'clock I am awake today. Now I am feeling so extremely sleepy. So, sarva karmani manasa sanyasyaste sukham vashi. Then Navadvare Pure Dehi Naiva Kurvanna Karayan. So Navadvare Pure Sapta Shirshanyani Atmanaha Upalabdhi Dvarani Arvag Dve Mutra Purisha Visargarthe Taihi Dvaraihi Navadvaram Puram Uchchate Shariram Pura Iva. So 9 doors. Which are the 9 doors? 7 doors on the top. Sapta Shirshanyani. So 7 doors on the top. Which are those? They are 2 eyes, 2 nostrils and 2 ears. Through that we collect all information. 6. Mouth 7th. And the lower one, Mutra Purusha Visargarthe, the organs of excretion. So these are the 9 doors. So the entry is through 7 doors and exit is only through 9 doors, through 2 doors. So totally 9 doors. And therefore Taihi Navadvaram Puram Uchchate. So Shariram Puram Iva. So the body is like a town, like a village. How it is? Atmaika Swamikam. Like the town or the village is for the boss of the village. Like, the king is living in that village or the town. In the same manner, this body is the abode of the embodied Atma Tattva. So, Atma Ekaswamikam. Now, Tat Prayojanaihi cha Indriya Manobuddhi Vishayaihi Anekal Phala Vijnanasya Utpadakaihi Pauraihi Iva Adhishtitam. Now, like the king is staying in his kingdom, and there are so many people in that kingdom. Now all of them, what they are doing? They are earning money, they are doing a lot of efforts, and they are paying the tax to the king. So everything they bring and offer it to the king. In the same manner, all the faculties such as the Indriya, Mana, Buddhi, all of them, they go in the respective fields, collect the information and the things, and then Aneka Phala Vijnanasya, collect lot of knowledge about lot of things, and then Pauraihi Iva, like the citizens, Adhishtitam, and gave to this Atma or the king. Tasmin Navadvare Pure Dehi, in that body, Sarva Karma Sanyasya Aste. So this Atma Tattva is residing in this body without a notion that I am doing anything, all the time cheerful and happy. Sarva karmani manasa sanyasyaste sukham vashi. But for whom? Vashi. Vashi is not a short form of the Vasanta. There used to be one girl, Vasanta. So she is going, hey Vashi, come here. Not that Vashi. Vashi, the one who's under control. Now here, one very good topic is raised. Kim Visheshena, Visheshanena, Sarvo hi dehi sannyasi, asanyasi va, dehe eva aste, tatra anarthakam visheshanamiti. Now why you are telling Vashi? Everybody lives in the body. It is not that a sannyasi is living outside the body and a grahastha is living inside the body. No. So why do you say that the Sukham Vashi, Vashi only is living in this body, as if others are standing outside or what? So, Anarthakam Visheshanamiti. Therefore, that Visheshanam, Vashi is unwanted. Uchchate. I'll tell you. Yaha tu adnyaha. Now here is a very important explanation. Yaha tu adnyaha, he who is ignorant, dehi, deha indriya sanghata matra atmadarshi. He who is ignorant, he thinks that the senses and the body together is called as the Atma. And therefore, sa sarvo gehe bhumau asane va ase iti manyate. And therefore he thinks that I am sitting means what? The body is sitting. So I am walking means what? The body is walking. Because for him the meaning of I is none other than the body and all the paraphernalia around. Iti manyate. This is what he thinks. So when ignorant man says, I think now I am going to die. So what does it mean by that? He means that I am the body. The body is going to die, so I am going to die. Now, nahi deha matra atma darshinaha gehe iva dehe ase iti pratyaha sambhavati. And the one who is dehatma darshi, he who is residing as the body, he can never understand that I am living in the body and therefore I am someone other than the body. See? Therefore these 3 points I have been hammering again and again. First, we live as the husband, wife, father, mother, son, daughter, etc. Relational existence. Then we live as the body. Third thing, we live as the jiva. And fourth thing, we live as Parabrahma Paramatma. So unless we give up our limitations of relational existence, we will not come to the body. Unless we give up the body notion of our life, we will not come to the next step, that I am the jiva residing in the body. Once we come to the third step, then the fourth step is possible. Who is this jiva who is residing in this body, and is he really miserable? Or he is playing fool? This is how here it is said, nahi deha matra atma darshinaha gehe iva dehe ase iti pratyaha sambhavati. Like, we have a very clear understanding, I am staying inside the house, I am not the house, very clear. But this kind of experience the ignorant person doesn't have, that I am staying in the body, but I am not the body. So, na sambhavati. So, dehadi sanghata vyatiriktha atma darshinaha tu, but the one who has a correct understanding that deha adi sanghata vyatiriktha, other than the body, etc., atma darshinaha, he considers himself to be someone other than the body, etc., for him, tu dehe ase iti pratyaya upapadyate. For him there is a possibility of understanding that I am living in the body, therefore I am not the body. I tell you friends, even if you take this as the spiritual practice, it makes a lot of difference in life. Because these are the steps, and we have to go through all the steps, there is no bypass. Now when we take this, see what are the impact consequences of this knowledge. If I am residing in this body, and therefore I am someone other than the body, now only on this one principle you go on contemplating. See what will happen. See, if I am other than the body, means what? All the attributes of the body do not belong to me. Now find out. When I take myself to be body, man, woman, young, old, black, white, fair, unfair, see, only with reference to body, born, dead. The moment I take myself to be someone other than the body, all this thing is automatically deleted. See? And if this starts happening with us, then what is the next step? It is not that only I am in the body. Others are also in their body. So if I am not the body, others also cannot be the body. So as I am jiva in this body, so also there are many jivas in their respective body. This is where the yoga shastra, bhakti shastra, karma shastra begins. And then we are told, whatever we get, our purva janma prarabdha, that means we all existed before the respective bodies were born. as jiva in some other bodies. See? In the second chapter, Bhagavan has told this thing to Arjuna, ki Arjun, don't think that these kings were not earlier, they will not be earlier. They were always there, they will continue to be in different bodies. Once this starts happening, now the next step will happen. What is that? I existed before, now and hereafter. Therefore, my existence is continuous. So, existence as a body is discontinuous. But existence as a whole is continuous existence. Now evaluate your own experience. Is it not? The childhood has come and gone, youth has come and gone. So all this coming, going was happening. But we never have an experience of any discontinuity that childhood was over and cut. There was some jhatka and then we have become young. No. So this unbroken conscious existence is the truth. So you will now transcend even the jiva bhava. And therefore coming and going has no meaning. This is what it is said here. Dehadi sanghate vitirikta atma darshinaha tu dehe ase iti pratyay upapadyate. For such a person who accepts himself to be someone other than the body, he can definitely have the understanding and experience that I am staying in the body, but I am someone other than the body. Now, parakarmanam cha parasmin atmani avidya adhyaropitanam vidya viveka jnanena manasa sannyasaha upapadyate. Now here, parakarmanam cha parasmin atmani avidya adhyaropitanam, those who have superimposed the modifications and activities of the manabuddhi etc., indriya etc., on the self, avidya, out of ignorance, vidyaya viveka jnanena, by the understanding and discrimination through knowledge, manasa, by the mind, this is called as sannyasa, and for him only sannyasa is possible. So, sannyasyaste sukham vashi. Now for this person, what is the meaning of sannyasa? The meaning of sannyasa is that all the body modifications are happening because of me, but I am not modified because of the modifications. See? Because of me, the eyes are functioning, not because eyes are functioning, therefore I am. When it comes to pranayam, people don't accept. Those who are the prana atmavadi, they say, see, when the prana goes, everything is over. Therefore, prana is Paramatma. Anyatara atma pranamayaha. They will tell theirs. Very beautiful. So, itarena tu jivanti yasmin etau upashritau. This prana apana is possible only when you are alive, not when you are dead. In this manner, avidya adhyaropitanam, all that which is superimposed through ignorance is removed by the understanding and discrimination, and this is called as sannyas. Now, utpanna viveka jnanasya sarva karma sannyasinaha api gehe iva dehe eva navadvare pure asanam prarabdha phala karma samskara shesha anuvritya dehe eva vishesha vijnana utpattehe. Now, even if one has a clear understanding now that I am definitely not the body and therefore the lot of the body doesn't belong to me, I am someone other than the body. Okay. Sarva karma sannyasinaha. Therefore, he has given up all the karmas associated with all the upadhi once for all. Even then, for him, gehe iva dehe eva navadvare pure asanam. And when he is residing in the body like he is residing in the house, then what will happen? Prarabdha phala karma samskara shesha anuvritya. then all the prarabdha of the body, etc., what will be affecting the body, mind, etc., will also be present along with this Jnani Purush. And therefore, prarabdha has to be only gone through the experience. It cannot be negated even for the wise man. This is the meaning. So, prarabdha phala karma samskara shesha anuvritya. So, as long as the prarabdha karma samskara are still there, he has to continue in the body. Dehe eva vishesha vijnana utpattehe. And therefore, in this body alone, all the prarabdhas can be exhausted. Prarabdha cannot be exhausted without the body. Therefore, body is a place where we have come for exhausting our prarabdha. But what we do, instead of exhausting the prarabdha, we create the bank balance for the next life. And this is how our life becomes a prison by us, for us. Yesterday somebody was telling me, Swamiji, had you been to South Africa? I said, yes. See, we went this time and so peculiar. What happened? Everywhere houses are having electric fencing and kind of thing. And there is a fear, nobody can go anytime, walk for anywhere. What kind of it is? I said, their people are imprisoned inside their house. They cannot go out. In the same manner, as long as we are having the load of prarabdha from the last life, because of which the present body is made, continue living. Nothing can stop. Now see what happens. When you accept all that is going to happen to your body, you are relaxed. Otherwise, all the time worried. I'll give an example. One friend of mine, he is a pilot, Jet Airways. All the time, light and jokes and no smoking, no eating non-vegetarian, regular exercise and optimum diet and cheerful everywhere, Suddenly, in no time, a massive heart attack, operated successfully, grounded for 2 years. So when I went to see him, he said, Swamiji, he told me his whole story. Swamiji, I am so and so, I like that. Then why did I get? The doctors tell that you should do, then you will not get heart attack. I said, what your doctor has told must be right. If you ask me, I will tell you why. You get a heart attack. You know why? Because you have got heart. Remove the heart, you will never have attack. Whatever is the prarabdha of the body, nobody can stop that. Accept it. What will happen? You will not waste your time in fighting with the prarabdha of the body. Now what is happening? We are constantly fighting with the whole world. The life becomes so beautiful. Once I told you the story of Ramana Maharshi. Once he decided that he will take an off on Ekadashi and observe fast. So he told, I will not take food, I will observe fast. That day he has to eat maximum. So he decided. This was the first time I had decided something. And this is the last time I will decide something. It is very true. What is due to our body that we should get? Food, shelter, comforts, torture. Nobody can stop that. See, when somebody asked our Swamiji one question, Swamiji, how come you are all the time moving in the cars and the flights and all that? And Swamiji said, I had a prarabdha of walking. So my total prarabdha was exhausted by my guru, who told me to go on foot from Uttarkashi to Kerala and come back without carrying money. I did it. So in that, my total life's walking quota is over. See? We all have this. There is no choice. Therefore, this body that we have, it is a washing machine. See? We are put in this washing machine. And all the churning is going on. Jnana nirmatana abhyasat pasham dahati panditaha. So, dehe eva aste iti asti eva visheshana phalam vidvat avidvat pratyaya bheda apekshatvad. And therefore, this specially said that navadvare pure dehi, while being in the body, because there is a difference in understanding for the wise and the ignorant man about their position. Ignorant person thinks that he is the body, and the wise person knows that he is in the body, and therefore we have specially mentioned. Now, यद्यपि कार्य करण कर्माणि अविद्यया आत्मनि अध्यारोपितानि सन्न्यस्यास्ते इति उक्तम तथापि आत्म समवायितु कर्तृत्वं कारयितृं च स्यात् इति आशंक्य आह न एव कुर्वन् स्वयं न कार्य करणानि कारयन् क्रियासु प्रवर्तयन्. Now see, यद्यपि although कार्य करण कर्माणि अविद्यया आत्मनि अध्यारोपितानि सन्न्यस्य आस्ते, although he has rejected, discarded the superimposition of the modifications of the faculties on the self, and therefore he is a sannyasi, even then uktam tathapi atma samavayitu kartrutvam karyatritvam cha syat. But he will have the doership and the making somebody do. Because now I don't consider myself to be the body. I have given up all identification. So that kartrutva abhiman still is there. Therefore you also give up kartrutva abhiman. And both of us will be without kartrutva abhiman. So this will happen. And therefore, to remove this wrong notion, Bhagavan says, na eva kurvan swayam. He doesn't do anything because there is no kartrutva abhiman, and na karyayan, and he doesn't prompt all the faculties and the body into any activity. Because kim yat tat kartavyam karayitruvam cha dehinah swatma samavayi sat sannyasat na bhavati यथा गच्छतो गतिः गमन व्यापार परित्यागे न स्यात् तद्वत् किं वा स्वतः एव आत्मनः नास्ति इति. Now here a question is raised. Like when a person is not going, not walking, then we say that he is not walking. Is it this way that the Atma is not doing or not making anybody do anything, and therefore he is akarta, or by nature he is akarta? So the teacher says, atra uchyate na asti atmanaha swataha kartrutvam karayitritvam cha. Atma is neither the doer nor the prompter of anything in this world. Now from here the topic becomes still deeper. Be very attentive. So, be very attentive now. Body, we separate ourselves from the body, start living as the jiva. Now when we start living as the jiva, yet the kartrutva abhiman, that I am no more body, the modifications of the body are not my modification, I am other than that, the I still maintain, jiva bhava is there. There may not be dehatma bhava, but there is a jiva bhava. Now that jiva bhava also has to be rejected. Now how that is rejected? That atmanaha na kartrutvam asti na karayitritvam cha. Because for the jiva there is a doership. See? So you discard the jiva bhava also and come to the absolute self. And therefore it is said, Atra uchyate nasti atmana swataha kartrutvam karitrutam cha uktam hi. And it is said in the Upanishad what? Avikaryo yamuchyate sharirasthopi kaunteya na karoti na lipyate dhyayati iva lelayati iva iti cha shrutehe. So this is said both in Gita and the Brihadaranyaka Upanishad that avyakto yamavikaryoyam avyaktam ayam uchyate. He is without modification, without any change. Sharirasthaha api, although abiding in the body, yet na karoti na lipyate. He is neither doing nor influenced by the modifications of the body, etc. And therefore, as if dhyayati eva, as if he is doing something, or as if he is not doing something. So, as if means in fact not doing, but appears as if not doing. And as if doing means what? He is doing, but not in reality. This is what Bhagavan said in the 4th chapter. Akarmani karmayaha pashyat karmani cha akarmayaha. And therefore, the next verse, na kartrutvam na karmani lokasya srujati prabhuhu न कर्म फल संयोगम स्वभावस्तु प्रवर्तते. In this verse there is a word Prabhu. In the next verse there is a word Vibhu. And in these two words together the Brahmatmakya Bodha is established. How we will see that? न कर्तृत्वम कुरु इति न अपि कर्माणि रथ घट प्रासादादिनी इप्सितत मानि लोकस्य सृजति उत्पादयति प्रभु आत्मा. Prabhu means the Atma, the embodied self, the individual self. Lokasya kartrutvam na srujati and lokasya karmani na srujati. So the self is neither responsible for the doership nor responsible for doing anything, both the things. One is doership, other is doing. So the self, Prabhu, why is Prabhu? Because he is the master. Because he can live without doership and without doing anything. So this Paramatma, this Prabhu, with reference to the individual body as embodied Dehi, na kartrutvam sujati, na karmani sujati lokasya. And third, na karma phala sanyogam api. And when some good karma is done, getting the merit, and some bad karma is done, getting the sins, even this karma phala sanyoga, association of the karma with the respective karma phala, that also is not attributed to the Lord sitting in our heart. Then how this is happening? Automatic? Yes, automatic. Yadi kinchid api na swataha na karoti न कारयति च देहि कहाँ तर्हि कुर्वन् कारयन् च प्रवर्तते इति उच्यते. Then how this whole life is going on? If the Atma is neither doing anything nor making anybody do anything, how it is happening? So swabhavaha tu swabhavaha swabhavaha avidya lakshana prakriti maya. Here swabhava means avidya lakshana prakriti. So what is the avidya lakshana prakriti? Maya. Pravartate daivihi ityadina vakshamana, which will be told subsequently, daivi hesha gunamayi ityadi. So, swabhavastu pravartate. Now see, when we are conceived in the mother's womb, that time, where is the doer? When we are growing in the mother's womb, is it that the Atma is making us grow? No. Then we are born, and again all the modifications are happening. So all the modifications, changes are happening only as long as the Atma Tattva is presiding over. But that doesn't mean he is doing anything. See? Then how this is happening? This is happening in nature. Now tell me, what we have done to become grown up? Where is the Kartutva Abhiman? What we have done to digest our food? What we do for the blood circulation? Nothing. Swabhavastu pravartate. In short, the jiva, there is no object or reality called as the jiva who is doing all these things. No. Swabhavastu pravartate. And therefore, this is all in the Prakriti or the Maya. Now, to understand the Prakriti and the Maya, take the example which I probably gave you earlier about the horsepower. The petrol by itself cannot travel distances. The car by itself cannot move the distances. So when the car and the petrol come together under specified conditions, horsepower is manifested. And this horsepower is responsible for the movement of the car, the movement of the petrol kept in the car. So will we say that the petrol is moving the car? If petrol was moving the car, there will be no petrol pump anywhere possible because it's constantly moving. It doesn't happen. If the car by itself is moving, that is also not possible. So who is responsible? The horsepower, that is called a swabhav. In the same manner, the Prabhu, the embodied reality, under the conditioning of these body-mind complex, is manifesting as a donkey power called as the jiva, not the horsepower. And because of that, everything is enlivened. And therefore, it is the Atma Tattva which is not responsible for anything. See? Now understand it this way. I take a dagger in my hand and put it in somebody's stomach. Now, the dagger can be lifted by me if the hand has the divine power. So that is the presence of the Prabhu. So lifting the dagger is in the purview of the Lord Prabhu. Okay. Now putting it in somebody's stomach, now that is not the Lord's job. Then it is associated with the desire. So behind every action there are two forces. One is the divine force which is unbiased, which has no purpose. And second is the purpose attributed to the jiva. So this is what is separating the Prabhu, the Atma Tattva. Therefore, this Paramatma is neither telling us to go to temple, nor the Paramatma is telling you to kill somebody. Then swabhavastu pravartate. See? So it is all the load that we are carrying on our mind about doing something, about not doing something, as if we are responsible for the whole world. Like Arjuna was thinking himself. So to remove this notion that neither the doership, nor the karma, the actions, nor their relationship is ever established by the Lord, then it happens. You know, there is one story which comes in Mahabharata. At the time of death, Karna was in the lap of Bhagavan Sri Krishna. Karna is the only character in the whole Mahabharata who was given Chitagni by Bhagavan Sri Krishna. He did not give even to anybody except Karna. And when he was on the deathbed, Bhagavan Krishna was there and his head was on his lap. And he asked him, "Yes, Karna, what can I give you? Please tell me, ask me anything you like." So Karna says, "What can you give me?" Because everything is happening exactly swabhavastu pravartate. You are neither doing good to anybody, I know that. You are neither doing bad to anybody, that also I know that. So, swabhavastu pravartate. This is all happening in nature. And that nature is mentioned here as nature means Prakriti or Maya. Now, Paramarthataha, now this is with reference to the Atma, with reference to the body. Now, the same Paramatma with reference to the totality. This is taken in the 15th verse. Nadatte kasyachit papam nachaiva sukrutam vibhuhu ajnanena vrutam jnanam tena muyyanti jantavaha. Vibhu kasyachit papam na adatte. Vibhu kasyachit sukrutam api cha na adatte. Now, the Prabhu, the Atma residing in the body, does good and bad. Now, when something good and bad is done, for whom we do it? For the sake of the God we do this merit, and for the sake of the devil we do the sins? No. Why? Because Lord is not interested either in our merits or in our sins. You want to destroy your life? Continue. Who can stop you? Therefore, kasyachit papam na adatte na grunnati bhaktasya api. Bhagavan is not interested in your dirty linens. Nacha punyam or sukrutam. Or if the bhakta is chanting the Lord's name and doing a lot of charity, do it, who cares? See? Now be very attentive. As the Atma Tattva, for the embodied self, is not influencing the doership, the doing and the results, so also the Paramatma is not affected by whatever type of actions are coming out of anybody for any reason. So neither as the embodied self, the Paramatma is the doer, nor as the total self governing the whole world, and he keeps an account of how much sin you have done, how much merit you have done, and where we can send you. No. Then the question comes, kimartham tarhi bhaktaihi pujadi lakshanam yaga dana homadikam cha sukrutam prayujyate? Then why these devotees are engaging themselves in doing the lot of puja and a lot of the yajna and lot of charity and all these kinds of meritorious deeds? Why they are engaged in these kinds of good deeds? Ajnane navrutam jnanam, because they are dumbo. Who told you? Ajnane navrutam jnanam viveka vijnanam tena muyyanti. Therefore they are deluded. What is their delusion? Karomi karayami bhokshe bhojayami iti. So they think that I am giving charity to somebody, the giver, and the receiver, I am receiving bhiksha from somebody. Dekho. So ajnanena avrutam jnanam viveka vijnanam avrutam. They have no understanding. So karomi karayami, I do this or I make others do. Bhokshe bhojayami, I eat or I make others eat food because I am giving a lot of money for running the anna kshetras. Iti evam moham gacchanti avivekinaha samsarinaha jantavaha. See, they are not called even human beings. Jantu, plural jantavaha. So ajnanena avrutam jnanam samsarinaha. And therefore, what is the conclusion? Conclusion is yoginaha karma kurvanti sangam tyaktva atma shuddhaye. We are not obliging God by being good. We are not obliging the teacher by studying. We are not obliging by being attentive. We are not obliging by going and teaching. No. This is all happening. See? Neither the teacher is teaching, nor the student is listening. But why they feel they are doing like that? Ajnanena avrutam jnanam tena muhyanti jantavaha. Because they are jantus. The remaining thought we'll take in our next class. Om Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.